I grew up in a small town in Nigeria where everyone knew everyone's business. That's how I come to know Tola's story. A woman who gave everything to the man she loved, only to be betrayed in a way that left us all shocked. Tola was 30 years old, hardworking and kind. She owned a small tailoring shop in the market. She wasn't rich, but she had enough to survive. And she always dreamt of building a good life for herself. Then she met Dayo. Dayo was a young man with charm and ambition. But his life was full of struggles. He came from a poor family, dropped out of school early, and barely had a future to look forward to. When he met Tola, he saw her kindness, her hard work, and most importantly, her belief in him. One evening, under the mango tree by her shop, Dayo opened up to Tola. He told her about his dreams, how he wanted to go back to school and get a degree and find a good job in the city. He wanted to make something of himself, but he didn't have the means. Tola listened to him and made a decision. I will help you, she said, if you promise to work hard and not give up. I will do everything I can to support you. At first, Dayo refused. I can't take your money. You have worked too hard for it. But Tola insisted. This isn't just for you, it's for us. If you succeed, we both succeed. From that day, Tola's life changed. She worked harder than ever, taking extra sewing jobs. Sometimes she would stay up all night, sewing clothes by candlelight. She stopped buying new clothes for herself and often skipped meals just to save money. It wasn't easy. She told herself it would all be worth it. Dayo enrolled in school and Tola paid for everything. His fees, his textbooks, even the rent for a small room near the school. She would visit him often, bringing him food and words of encouragement. You are going to make me so proud one day, she said, her eyes full of hope. Years passed, and Dayo finally graduated. The whole town celebrated with Tola, praising her for her sacrifice. You have raised him well, the elder said, as if she had been his mother. Tola was filled with pride and excitement for their future. Dayo quickly found a job in the city, working for a big company. At first, he was grateful to Tola. He would send her money and call her every night. He promised her that as soon as he saved enough, he would come back and marry her and build the life they had always dreamed of. But then things changed. Dayo calls became less frequent. He stopped visiting the town altogether. Tola worried something was wrong, but he assured her he was just busy with work. She tried to believe him, but deep down, she felt something wasn't right. One day, Tola heard the truth from a mutual friend who had visited the city. Dayo had married another woman, a rich woman from a powerful family. He hadn't told Tola anything. He hadn't even said goodbye. When the news spread, the entire town was furious. People cursed Dayo's name and called him ungrateful. But Tola, she didn't say much. She sat quietly in her shop, staring at the new machine she had used to build his future. I remember visiting her that evening. She looked so empty, so broken. I asked her what she was going to do, and she just shook her head. What can I do? I gave him everything. I gave him everything I have. The weeks that followed were hard for Tola. She stopped eating and barely left her shop. People tried to console her, but nothing seemed to help. Then something strange happened. Dayo's new life started to fall apart. His wife left him after finding out he couldn't have children. Then he lost his job when the company he worked for went bankrupt. He tried to start a business, but everything he touched seemed to fail. People in the town said it was karma, so whispered that Tola had cursed him, but she always denied it. I saw her one night, walking home from the market. She looked at me with tired eyes and said, "Sometimes when people take everything from you, life takes it back from them. But it does not make me happy. I just feel empty." Her words stay with me. Tola eventually moved on. She rebuilt her life little by little, but she was never the same. And Dayo, he came back to the town a few years later. Broke and forgotten, he tried to speak to Tola, to ask for forgiveness, but she wouldn't even look at him. Tola's story is still staked about in our town. It's a lesson for everyone. Never take for granted the people who sacrifice for you. Some love is selfless, but some love only takes, and in the end, it's destroyed. Years went by, and Tola's stories became one of those tales people in the town told to warn others about. Ungratefulness. But for Tola, the pain never completely faded. Though she appeared strong on the outside, those who knew her well could see the scars Dayo left behind. One evening, about 5 years after Dayo's betrayal, I ran into Tola at the market. She had aged in ways that seemed unfair for someone her age. Her once bright smile was now cautious, almost guided, as if she feared being hurt again. But there was also something different about her, something stronger. "Tola, how are you?" I asked, trying to gauge her mood. She smiled faintly. "I am fine." "Really? God has been faithful," she said, though her voice carried a heaviness that hadn't entirely lifted. She had started a small foundation in the community, helping young women learn tailoring. "I couldn't have children of my own," she told me quietly, "so I teach these girls. They are my daughters now." I admire her strength. She had now found a way to turn her pain into something meaningful. Then one day, everything changed again. Dayo came back to town. This time, he wasn't the confident, well-dressed man who had left years ago. He was broken, sick, and desperate. His health had deteriorated, and rumors spread that he had no one to care for him. His new wife had remarried, and he was left with nothing. When he arrived at Tola's shop, everyone held their breath. He stood at the doorway, looking weak and frail. His voice trembled as he said, "Tola, please, can we talk?" Tola didn't respond at first. She kept sewing, her hands steady, her face calm. The whole market seemed to be freeze as we watched. Finally, She looked up at him, her expression unreadable. "What do you want, Dayo?" she asked, her tone cold but not unkind. "I came to say I am sorry," he said, his voice cracking. "I was a fool. You gave me everything, and I threw it away. I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I am asking for it anyway." For a long moment, Tola didn't say anything. The silence was heavy, almost suffocating. Then she spoke, her voice firm but quiet. "That your forgiveness is not for you. It's not for me. I forgave you a long time ago, not because you deserve it, but because I refuse to carry the weight of your betrayal any longer." But forgiveness does not mean I will let you come back into my life. Dayo dropped to his knees, tears streaming down his face. "Tola, please. I have no one else. Help me. Just like you helped me before." This was the moment everyone had been waiting for. Would Tola help him, or would she turn him away? She stood up, looking at him with a mixture of pity and resolve. "I helped you once, Dayo. I gave you everything I had, and you threw it away. I have nothing left for you. Go and find your own way this time." With that, she walked back into her shop and shut the door. Dayo stayed there for hours, kneeling in the dust, hoping she would change her mind. But Tola didn't come back out. Eventually, he left, and we never saw him again. Some say he died alone in another town, but no one knows for sure. As for Tola, she continued to live her life with quiet strength. Her foundation grew, and many young, successful women enjoy from her generosity. She never married, but she found peace in her work and in the love of the girls she mentored. I often think about her story and wonder how she found the strength to forgive Dayo. Maybe it was her fate, or maybe it was just her way of surviving. But one thing is clear: Tola didn't let Dayo's betrayal define her. She rose above it and built a life that, in its own way, was beautiful. Even now, whenever someone in the town faces betrayal, they say, "Be strong like Tola." And that, I think, is her legacy. Not the pain she endured, but the strength she found to move forward. If you love the story, do not forget to share, like, follow us, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, and follow us on TikTok. See you in my next video. Bye.